Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you the simplest way to do drag and drop into multiple columns in vanilla JavaScript, just like this. Cool, right? And you can even move it back. All right, let's get started. So let me delete all of the JavaScript. Let's look at our HTML first. Inside the body, I have 5 divs. Those are the blue containers. Inside the first containers are all of the items with the names, right? They all have the attribute draggable equals true, and you need this, okay? All right, and then the empty boxes are down here in our style CSS. I did user select none, so they can't accidentally select a text, and they cannot get a random cursor. Width 20%, so it scales properly. All right, that's all we need for CSS. Let's go to JavaScript. I selected all of the items. These are the names with the red border, and then all the containers. Let current drag item equals null. This will keep track of the current name that we are dragging. First of all, let's take care of the all items. All items dot for each, and then we get access to the item. And then here, I can do item dot on drag start will be equal to a function that we haven't defined yet. So let's call this drag start. And then item dot on drag end will also be equal to a function drag end. Now, let's write these functions. Function drag start. Now, when this function runs, current drag item will be equal to the this keyword. So whenever we start, right? Oh, whoops, not those, this. Whenever we start to drag, the this keyword will always refer to the current item that has the event listener on it. Okay, and that's just how JavaScript works. If you put an on click, on start, on drag on an element, the this keyword will refer to the element that has the listener on it. Okay, so now we need something called set timeout. And I'll talk about this later, why we actually need this. And then this is going to do this dot style dot display is equal to none. So when we start dragging, it's going to hide it. Okay. All right. And then let's do function drag end. Now, drag end is very similar, except we're going to change this to block. And then our current drag item should be reset back to null because we finished our dragging and we dropped it. So we need to reset it so we can drag another item. Okay, let's check. So you see that we can drag, but we cannot drop yet. Okay, let's continue. Now we need to configure our blue container boxes so that it accepts a dropped item. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here, right underneath all items, all boxes, dot for each, to get access to each box. And then now inside, I'm going to do box dot on drag. Oh, not on drag enter, on drag over will be equal to an anonymous function, and we need to do e dot prevent default, or else it will not work because the default behavior of on drag over will refresh your page sometimes. It's weird, I don't know. And then all we need to do again is box dot on drop event. Now this needs to be equal to a regular function and not an arrow function because we need to use the keyword this. And all we do here is we do this. This will refer to the current container because we're looping through them and putting event listeners on them. So this dot append, what are we appending? We're appending the current drag item like this. All right, let's check. Trump, Biden, Trump. Let's move these. Israel, Palestine, your mom, and Philip. Okay, let's talk about one thing. Why do we need this set timeout? Let's see what happens if I delete this. Okay, it doesn't work. You see that it's kind of blinking really fast, right? So what's going on? When drag start runs, it's going to hide it right away. It's not going to wait for us to drop it because this code right here is synchronous. Okay, if we put back the set timeout and we drag it, right, the set timeout will not run yet until you let go of the mouse. So it's waiting for the drag start function to finish before it hides it. Okay? And then this one underneath will unhide it correctly. Okay? And if you don't put a second argument, set timeout assumes it to be 0. So it's almost instantaneous. Cool, right? And I think that's just about 23 lines and we're all done.